Hi, hello, sixth grade. I thought I would go ahead and make a demo video over the 3D triangles. I know that there was like a little PowerPoint that walked through it, but I thought this would be helpful. So for this, you're gonna want paper, pencil, eraser, pretty much a must with any project, a ruler for this one, and then colored pencils and a sharpener, just because you're probably gonna wanna sharpen up your colored pencils. You can either use one color or more colors, but we'll talk about that when we get to it. So our first step for making 3D triangles is breaking up our paper into triangles. So I'm trying to move it to where it's easiest to see. So what I think is the easiest and what they recommended is starting out with one big triangle in the middle. So I'm going about halfway through my paper, looking at the corner, and I'm going to draw a straight line using my ruler. Your ruler is what's going to help this look better, in all honesty. It's what's going to make it look sharper, help with the 3D effect. So then I'm going to draw another line from this to the corner. So I'm lining it up, making for sure it's straight, holding down my ruler with one hand, using the other one to draw a light line. So look at that, beautiful. We have 3 triangles that we can break up into more. So then I'm gonna go from this corner. You can see my paper that I'm using is kind of long and skinny. I grabbed some scrap paper. Your guys', the shape of your paper is definitely probably gonna be different than mine. So just look for those corners and those edges where you can make these triangles. And then I'm just gonna keep breaking this up into a few more triangles. So maybe one down here in the middle. I'm going to make this one a little sharper like that. Erase lines where I don't need it. And maybe this one I'm going to make more of a wide triangle. So you can see this one's a lot wider than that one. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 triangles. And I'm going to keep it... I'm deciding whether I want to keep it simple or not. I'll break it up. I'll make another triangle, sure. I'll make it a little harder for myself. So now we have all of these different triangles that we've created, and we can use these to make the 3D triangles that we saw. I'm going to do this one too. So now what we want to do, we have all these different triangles that we've created using our ruler. We want to break them up into 3 smaller triangles in the middle. So the easiest way to do this is find the middle, put a light dot, and then use your ruler, and from that light dot in the middle, go to the 3 corners of your triangle. I like to do these lighter just because it's like not the main part of the triangle. This is what we're going to shade on the inside. It can be tricky, but really we're just practicing using our ruler, lining up corners. You can see this line wasn't even perfect, so I can erase it. So now we have 3 different sections inside our triangle that we're going to color in, one light, one dark, and one a mid-tone right here. So I'm going to show you how to do that again. Maybe we'll do it on this big one. So you look at the triangle, find the middle, super light dot, and then we know that all of our lines are going from that middle dot. And then I'm lining it up from the dot to the edge of the triangle. If your first line's not perfect, that's okay, because sometimes it takes a few tries, which is why we have that eraser. And then going from the middle to the edge of this triangle. There we go. And then from the edge of this one to that. From the middle to the edge. So you can see now we have 2 of these triangles that have been broken up into these 3 different sections that are going to make them look 3D. So I've shown you on 2. Let's do it one more time just to make for sure we got it. So here's another triangle in the middle, and then we're making lines to the edges. I'm using my ruler so I can have my straight lines, but we're looking at lines to the corners of our triangle. And clearly you can see you don't want your lines to go all the way through, just coming out from that middle dot to the edges. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this off, and then we can come back together. Well, I guess for you it's no break at all. I pause the video and then I finish it. Anyways, whenever I come back, we're going to color this in, and I will show you guys how you can get different values from just one colored pencil. Okay, so I finished adding in all of my lines, and I know this can look confusing, but once you start working on it, it'll make more sense. Like, just look for where you have the lines coming out from, and that'll give you kind of the outside shape of your triangle. So I am going to use, let's do dark blue. So what we want to do is, you can choose to use one color, which would be monochromatic. It just means that you're using one color to create a few different values, or you can use different colors. So I'm going to start out with outlining, my triangle that I'm going to be working on. And I'll lightly go through and outline over my pencil lines just so they don't show as much with this. And so we want to create 3 different values. We want to create one that's dark, one that's mid-range, and one that's light. So how you can do that, I'll start out with my light one. And you just want to press as lightly as you can. If you hold your colored pencil back farther, that can help you press lighter as well. And then I'm just going through and lightly coloring this in. And this is showing you guys why we're doing this is so you can work on ruler skills, sharp lines. We're looking at value. We're looking at creating forms from shapes. So we have that one really light. So then you can pick one of the other 2, and I'm going to just color this in with like a normal pressure that I would normally use. I'm not pressing too hard, but I'm also not pressing light. I'm applying a normal amount of pressure. Whereas the last one we did really light, and we applied very, very light pressure. This one I'm not pressing down too hard, just normal. Getting that all colored in. And then for this one, we want to press down the hardest. So for this one, you want to press down as hard as you can without, of course, poking through the paper. And that's going to give us the darkest tone that's going to help this look a little more 3D. You see? And there you go. So now I'm going to move on to this one. And I'm deciding whether I want to do all one color or I want to do multiple colors. I think I'm going to do multiple colors. So this one I'm going to do purple, and I'm going to show you guys just so we can go through it again. So we're working on this one right here. So I'm going to go through and outline it just so I can see where I'm working. And then I'm going to go over these pencil lines with the purple lightly. And then I'm following the same thing that I'm making one light, one medium, and one super dark. It doesn't really matter which one you pick as light or dark. You'll learn in art classes in middle school and high school about like light source, and that like sometimes highlights are coming from a certain angle, and then those low lights, like the darker one, are coming from a certain angle. But having these 3 values together is what helps it look 3D. So pressing lightly, and then for this one, you know what, I'm just going to make this one my medium. So I'm going to go over it again. I was going to do this one as my light one, but then I feel like I made it too dark, so now I'm just going to use it for my medium. which would leave this one to be my light one. Then I'm holding my colored pencil at the far corner, and I'm just filling this in. You can hear the table squeaking a little bit. Makes my camera shake too. So then we're going to come in for this last one, and we're going to make it dark. So I'm going to press really hard and color this in as dark as I can get it. Like that. And I'm going to keep coloring it in. And then I'm going to color it all in. So I'm going to keep working on this, and then I'm going to be back. And this will hopefully be all finished. All right, I know this is a longer video, 6th grade, but here is mine. I just got done coloring it, so I followed along, and for each of these, and no, like, there's not a specific way that it's like this one has to be dark and that one has to be light. You can just pick one out of the 3, but you can see I chose to do purple, blue, yellow, and orange. You can do the same color all throughout if you want. I know that the example that was shown as well was just one color, or you can do them all different colors, but we're just looking at if you can get down these straight lines, if you can do, you know, 3 different values, and I think it looks pretty cool. And it just takes focus and being mindful. I finished this in actually like 15-20 minutes, so it wasn't too bad. I'm excited to see all your guys's and how they come out. If you have any questions, just let me know. And I will see you guys later. Have a good afternoon, morning, evening, whenever you're watching this. And I'll see you guys next time.